The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our race results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and more to keep your audience plugged into your stream, whether it's rolling grids and podiums, performance breakdowns by car, club, class, and team, or even pulling your Sim Racer hub standings automatically. Join these elite broadcast partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at collateraldamagesportsnetwork.com.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacers is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here. This is GEC, there's no room for fear. Green flag drops and the engines roar. 40 cars and we all want more. Mash the gases, we're on the line. Forward and we're feeling fine. Drifting close in a slipstream dance. Taking the corners in a high-speed trance. Side by side in this GEC league, there's nowhere to
Welcome, race fans, to Dover Motor Speedway, here with the GEC Racing League Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series. We're here for one of the most exciting races in the season. This is the regular season finale and the playoff cutoff race here at Dover. As always, I'm Shane Cochran. Up in the booth with me tonight is going to be Lee Kiernan. Lee, how are you doing tonight?
Really good. Looking forward to seeing the end of the season. What a place to finish it off at. A hot Dover. Looking forward to this race here tonight.
Yeah, as always, we got the air temp around 80 degrees, track temp 115. Drivers have 4 additional tire sets sitting on pit wall. They've got 1 fast repair in their pocket. And we're going to have 1 green-white checker, not 1 Kiernan. There we go. 65% fuel, as always. We'll kind of keep an eye on what that fuel window is going to be, but I think it's going to be all about tires tonight, not necessarily fuel here in the concrete cutoff 180. We mentioned those point standings. We're going to take a quick look at those now. As we've got Max Dinda, the points leader with 2 wins on the season. Knox Thompson with 3 wins, sitting in third. Keegan Shelton, that STR teammate of Thompson, in second with 2 wins. But what we're going to be watching tonight is this battle down around 14th, 15th, and 16th. 14 drivers will make the playoffs after this race. So that right now, coming into this race, Stephen Hayes, the last driver in, Johnny Jones Jr., the last one out. But we are going to be watching these points live as the race goes on, keeping up with who is in and out, and maybe even pulling drivers up into the booth to let them know they need to take 1 or 2 more positions to make it into the playoffs as it's going. We're going to have a lot of fun here tonight. Lee, what are you expecting?
Yeah, I'm interested to see the race for the lead tonight too. Just looking at that, you know, Keegan Shelton's had such a great season this year. Dinder on top and Thompson right there as well. We've got some great guys up front, but then that race for the playoff spot's going to be really tough as well. So this place is difficult when it's hot, so there'll be plenty of action. Really great field here tonight. Excited to see how everything goes down.
Yeah, as the drivers are getting gridded up here, we're going to take a look at our drivers to watch. Or maybe not. Our graphics. We got some new graphics we're testing out here tonight. Drivers to watch. Looks like it is not working at the moment. We'll give that
Don't
one.
you love
Here
it
it comes. Here it comes.
During
All
warm
right.
up and not in this live.
Hey, there we go. So we're going to talk about the defending winner, not necessarily the most recent winner, but the only driver in the field to win at Dover in the GEC Racing League is Jamie Griffin. He's going to be starting P20th, though. Long way to go for number 5. Points leader is Max Dinda. He's been strong all season, as we mentioned. And then the hot and cold driver, Knox Thompson, has the most wins on the season, but his average finish at Dover in the GEC League is 20th. So he's had I think only just one race, but it didn't work out for him. So Thompson going to be looking to make a difference. And then as we look at where the experience matters, our wily veteran of the race going to be Joe Barrow in the 4 truck. He has 4 starts here in the GEC Racing League at Dover, the most of any driver out there in the field. And with that, we're going to start our scrolling grid here. Dakota DeRemus going to start on pole. Anthony Marino Jr. outside of him, then Knox Thompson and Tony Skirbo in row 2. Max Dinda and Dylan Barris in row 3. We're going to be moving fast here. Andrew Clue, Joe Barrow in row 4. As they are just 1 to green, half a lap to go. It's Keegan Shelton and Walt Sahadak in row 5. Then Coleman Chapman, Dylan Green in row 6. We got Pacheco and Elzy in row 7. Cody McCormick, Corey Stewart in row 8. Robert Weibel and Zane Woods in row 9. Marshall Taylor and Jamie Griffin, your top 20. We are going to go ahead and pull that grid down. We'll run through the remaining field once we get started here, but the race about to be underway. As the pace truck hits pit road, it is Dakota DeRemus on the inside, leading everyone back to green, and we are racing here in race number 10 of season 9.
Marino, great start. He finally woke up. I've been waiting for him to really get a handle on this race, or not race, but on the trucks, and it looks like he hasn't today. So great start by Marino.
Yeah, I just hope it wasn't too great there, as DeRemus was the leader, but it is on the green flag here at the start, so Marino probably safe there. We'll check with race control if there was any issues, but right now it's looking clean. As
Great
Thompson,
start by everybody there.
Oh, go ahead.
Especially with it so hot here tonight. So great race for second there with.
First caution is out. Corey Stewart involved in this one.
And maybe Lister.
Yeah, Lister, Jones, and Green, the trucks I'm seeing.
Yeah.
So that's lap 2, our first caution of the night, and this is going to be a difficult track for these drivers. Expect a lot of cautions here tonight, especially here at Dover. When someone is sideways on the straights, there is not a lot of room to get around them. So you don't usually have 1 and 2 car wrecks here at Dover. You get 4, 5, and 6. Or more.
So I heard you say during the drivers' meeting that turn 2 is pretty scary, but I've also felt that turn 4 is pretty scary when you're really pushing hard towards the end of the race and trying to get that pickup time. So what are your takeaways here from this circuit?
Well, Dover's a track that I love. We're watching this replay right now, though. It looked like it was Green well off the pace and Elzy who got into him. We're going to actually back this up 1 additional lap and see kind of how we got here. And yeah, just either Elzy tried to stick it in or Green just looked like Green was well off the pace. And then as he tries to collect it back up, he gets into... I think that was Lister at first, and then that collects Stewart and Jones. That leaves Marino out front as our leader. But yeah, Dover, a track I really enjoy. Have had a win here in the GEC Racing League at Dover, but I'm not sure I can take all the credit. Was wrecked by our Cup race winner last week, Hanneman, and that put me on an alternative pit strategy that just played out at the end to the rest of the field, so I want to thank him for that one. Otherwise, yeah, we're having some fun here at Dover. First caution of the night on lap 2. Driver's going to be coming back to the green here on this next lap as they go 2x2. And again, our drivers to watch here. Jamie Griffin, the only driver in the field to have a Dover victory here at GEC. Joe Barrow, the most starts at Dover in the GEC Racing League. And then your points leader and your wins leader, Dinda and Thompson, doing what they can to keep this exciting.
I just see Burrow hanging around that 7th or 8th position right now. Could be a dark horse here tonight, especially if these guys start to blow their tires off on any long runs. The other guy that's right behind him is Klug. He's been pushing hard, and he's kind of, I would expect him to get a win here very soon.
Yeah, I mean, both Klug and Barrow are past GEC champions. It's just been a while but since they've been in that champion winner circle. And Klug has actually taken a few seasons off here recently, so he's getting back in the swing of things. Had a slow start to the season, but it's really been running up front the last few weeks, as you said. So it's going to be Marino and Thompson leading them back to green up front.
Notice Marino took that high line too there. And we see Dinda through to, briefly anyway, through to 2nd position, but Thompson fights back on the inside. Side by side, coming out of 4 here. Dangerous place to be on the inside because you have to cut it down a little bit. Max has got the run on the outside. Thompson throws it into turn 1. Once again, coming off the turns is scary here. Max just touches the wall there on the exit. And now we have DeRamus going down on the inside. Thompson through.
You know, another driver to keep an eye on is Dylan Barris. He was leading all the way down to the finish last week at Phoenix. Got elbows out, pushed out of the way a little bit there on the last lap. Still had a solid finish, though. Well, looks like we've got some of our paint schemes updating. There they go.
What a phenomenal season this has been all year long. It's great to see the strength of the field. Really enjoying seeing some of these guys out here. Guys that, like Scavo, sitting there at the moment, what position he is in? 6th. He always seems to be there towards the end of the race.
Yeah, Tony having a pretty good season. He's 4th in points, 4 top 10s this year. Running 6th right now.
While we're on board here, what lane do you prefer here? Cut it down early?
I'm not even sure Dover has lanes. I think there's you just kind of drive by feeling. I don't know how else to say that. I think the one place it really helps to be on the bottom, at least when you're... all right, let me walk you through it. I think when you're side by side, the outside gives you the ability to pinch that driver underneath of you down. But they don't have to. If they push you up, you're in the wall and you're out of the race. It is heavy damage coming off of these turns. Where I like to be on the bottom is when you're single file, right here at a turn 2. You'd be tempted to get back in the gas at a more traditional middle of the corner spot, similar to another short track or another intermediate. And if you do that, you're just going to go straight into the wall. So you've actually got to dive it back down at the exit of turn 2. And what you'll see as the race goes on is these tires wear out, is drivers will resort to more of a diamond formation. So right now they're just hugging the bottom, and they can do that on fresh tires. But when they wear out, you've got to diamond it to get a run down off of the corner, especially turn 2. And so I think we'll watch that play out as the race goes on.
Yeah, Caleb Ellswick actually showed me around this place. He's quite handy here at the end of long runs. And really respect the lines that he used to run, which was slightly unusual here. But at the front, we have Thompson and Marino going at it. Thompson just put his nose in front for a little bit, but Marino got back around him again.
These two right on top of each other. And before we get too far into this, Lee, why don't we go ahead and do our booth picks of the night? I think we'll do one for you and me and one also for the live chat. They've already chimed in to say who their pick's going to be. It's actually going to be Joe Barrow. It's Chris Campbell awesome. Calling his shot there. But who you got awesome. Tonight?
Well, I'm going to go for one of the favorites tonight. I'm going to go for Dinder. Max Dinder's my pick for tonight. I know he's back there a little bit, but I think he'll come home strong. So I'm picking one of the top contenders, but that's who I'm picking.
Yeah, I think, we've got another caution coming out. Before we do that, I'm going to say my pick tonight going to be the 39, Knox Thompson. And here's why. As earlier in the season, he had a DQ in a race for, I think it was a black flag clearing issue. And the next race he came out and won. Last week, he had a penalty for some over-aggressive driving. Gave him a post-race EOL. And I just think when you give Knox these penalties, he comes back in the next race extra enthusiastic and motivated to kind of prove everyone wrong that he can be fast and can be clean, and I think the 39 is going to bring it home tonight. Meanwhile,
yeah, that's a good pick. Ryder and Taylor, oh my gosh, that's a big incident.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny Jones, Scott Prim, Lister, Woods, and Ryder all involved in this one. We'll go back and take a look at how this one got started. Ooh, looks like Lister and Taylor are actually where this started. And as we mentioned, there's just nowhere to go when trucks get sideways in front of you.
Yeah, it's the scariest part about being at the back of the pack. It looks like the pace truck nearly got into one of the trucks as well.
Ooh, see, Lister gets a run on the 58. I think that's Matthew Taylor. And then they go around, and as they come careening back up the track, Ryder, Woods, Jones, nowhere to go. Prim comes in. I think maybe Stewart was the only driver that was able to check up hard enough. We got 3 trucks sharing the same parking spot there, Lee.
I'm not sure that's legal, that. No wonder they were stuck in that area. That's hilarious.
And I think maybe even. Well, let's see who we had. Someone chimed in. I think it was LZ.
Yeah, it hurt a little bit, but I'm all right.
Saying it hurt a little bit, but he's all right. Anyway, Green going to pick up the Laughing Llama Lucky Dog here. So, second caution on lap 17. We still got 180 laps to go through this whole thing. 160 remain. And not a lot of pit strategy yet. We do see some drivers came down. I think most of them, though, were involved in the wreck. Green, Stewart, Prim, Lister, Jones, and Ryder. We did have, looks like 2 drivers enter the session but not start the race. That's Bo Smith and Nathan Anderson. Now, while we're riding here under caution, why don't we go ahead and take our first look at the point standings. Right now, Joe Barrow, 6 points out of the playoffs. Running around 7th or 8th. So if he wins this race and everyone stays where they are, he's in. Otherwise, he's going to need Stephen Hayes or Marshall Taylor to have some bad luck here. Johnny Jones, the other driver on the outside looking in, 12 points out, running in the back. He's got all that damage. He was just involved in the wreck. So a lot of positions to be gained for Jones as he's in 26th. He only needs 12 to get into the playoffs. Taylor, another driver involved in that wreck that potentially could work his way up, but the green flag is out. We're back racing here at Dover. Oh, they're 3 and 4 wide back in the field. Think they got it sorted out. Up front, Marino running away.
Yes, once again, he got a good start, but we've got Barros into second here right now. And Shelton's given Max a pretty hard time there. Shelton in fourth at the moment with Dinder. Dinder in third, I believe. Maybe I had that around the wrong way.
I think you were looking at the battle for third as if it was for the lead.
Yep.
But yeah, Shelton's in fifth right now, just behind Doremus. It's a bit of a 4-truck breakaway up front.
We got another incident towards the back there.
Yeah, Weibel and Pacheco involved.
Yeah, Weibel.
McCormick and Chapman as well.
I think Pacheco might have come up a little bit as Weibel was still in that spot against the wall.
Third caution of the night. Take a look. 45 is Pacheco, 52 is Weibel, and ooh, I mean, from that angle, hard to tell who got into who. We'll get another angle here in just a minute.
It's so hard to tell when we're making these split decisions. The only way race control can usually tell is when they go on board.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Weibel was loose trying to keep it out of the wall, and when he did, that truck kind of jumped out on him, so he got into Pacheco. Certainly looks like the 53 going to be at fault, but we'll wait and see what race control has to say about it.
What I was going to say, I love the live scoring that you have there with the season scoring. That's phenomenal, and people at home, let me tell you, that's really hard to put together. So that's a credit to Collateral Damage pulling that together. That's a hard widget to run there. That's awesome. Yeah,
this is a brand new, actually just hot off the coating presses today to get ready for this race. So not for sale just yet, but if this goes well and I think we get it figured out, you can head on over to collateraldamagesportsnetwork.com, pick up all your broadcast upgrades there, whether you need a national anthem sung by myself or up-to-date best-in-class overlays for your iRacing broadcast. They can all be found at collateraldamagesportsnetwork.com. Title sponsor of the CDSN Truck Series.
I love how reactive it is, especially under caution here. We get to see how reactive it actually is due to these trucks picking up a spot or two. So, yeah, great job on that.
Yeah, this is usually one of those things you'd have to wait till a couple days for the directors and admins. And technically, we still could have some penalties administered after the race that might affect these points. But it's just going to be so much more exciting to watch this cut line and know, who's got to get something done. So right now, Barrow in P8, but 11 points out. It's out of his control. He's going to need some other drivers to have some bad luck for our most experienced driver to make his way in. Meanwhile, Robert Weibel just kind of dropped back into this conversation after being involved in that latest caution. Now just 11 points to the good. So we're going to be watching this all night long. Meanwhile, we're heading back to the restart. Right now, Stephen Hayes in the 82, up the most positions so far. And we're going to jump on board with Stephen. Stephen also sharing his webcam with us tonight. We're trying out some new webcam graphics. We're going to have his video feed right here along with the telemetry as we jump on board with the 82 for this restart.
Yeah, Stevens had a great race. It's looking pretty relaxed at the moment. Marino to the top side again. Oh,
Yes,
a little
so-
bit of wheel spin from Thompson.
We're on board with Hayes. He's around 12th, so you can see what's going on. A little contact in the back. Zane Woods picking up some incident points, but it looks like they're keeping it straight. I think
It takes the low line, but then Thompson fights back at the front, back into second.
that's Lister down on the apron. He was just coming off pit road as they were taking the green flag. Looks like he decided to kind of limp it around and wait for the field to go by before he merged up onto the track. Another driver sharing his video with us tonight, Walt Sahadak in the 00 riding around 15th. Walt came into the race 10th in points, 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s on the season. He's one of those drivers, as long as he has a night that avoids disaster, he should be okay making it into the playoffs. Running 15th right now. Has not pitted yet tonight, as have most of the field.
So we've got to have a look at it. Where is Seawright? Seawright is 12th. I wonder where Seawright started tonight. I wouldn't mind betting he's one of our biggest movers at the moment.
Yeah, he's up,
He always is.
up 15 spots is Jonas right? As always.
As always.
Zane Woods going to come down pit road. Right now, the closest battle is right here. Dinda, Shelton, Doremus, Barris, and Barrow all on top of each other. Here goes Shelton to the bottom of his teammate. Or no, that's not his teammate. That's Dinda. All season long has kind of been a battle between STR, Thompson and Shelton, and GTCR, which has been primarily Dinda and Doremus.
Yeah, it truly has been a battle. I don't think they're exactly best buddies, but they're racing. They've been racing clean, as clean as they can when you're racing for a championship.
Oh!
All year long.
Yeah, Barris sideways, able to save it. Shelton gave him plenty of room. Barrow
Who's
now
on
right.
the back of these.
Yeah, I mean, this is whoever's. Oh, there it is. Doremus gets loose. Look at this.
Oh. Hold on to it.
Barrow able to avoid disaster there. 3 wide down the backstretch and go right back to single file.
Clue and Jamie, I think, nearly got into it, or did get into each other just softly. They were able to save it, fortunately. Jamie started to make a little bit of a move here.
I mean, he's up
Noticed
11
early.
positions, Lee.
Yeah, I noticed he got around Scarborough here a moment ago, and he's doing well here. These 3 trucks of Jamie, Clue, and who we got there, Barrow. They look like they're biding their time just a little bit.
Yeah, Jamie just been steadily moving forward throughout the entire race, as low as 20th, and now racing 9th in the top 10.
Barrow to the inside of Shelton there, and I think he'll get that pass done. Side by side at the moment.
Dinda looking inside of Thompson up front.
Jamie around Clue there.
Got some contact in the back, and there's the caution. LZ Taylor and Wyville involved in this one as we were riding along with Max Dinda.
Yeah, somebody claimed that. I'm not sure who it was. I didn't see it come up.
This Wyville.
I claim that one.
Robert Weibel claiming that one.
I claim that one.
We'll go back and see what happened to the 53. He's right in there, right behind Marshall Taylor in the 78. And, Taylor with a big checkup as Elsie was to his outside. And Weibel just not ready for it. I imagine...
Tell me how hard it is to check up when you're fully on the gas and those guys hit the brakes in front of you. That's pretty tough. That was tough on Weibel, that one.
Let's jump on board and watch it. Right, and you can see as they enter the turn, Taylor and Elsie are even, and then Elsie pulls ahead. And this is what we talked about off turn 2. You can't do that, and he has to check up, and so does Taylor. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know he claimed it, but to me, that's more of a racing incident. All 3 of those drivers didn't do anything wrong to make that happen, but
no, he really didn't have anywhere to go.
That's just kind of a rough one.
A lot of guys onto pit lane.
Yeah, our first pits of the night for most of the field. Barris gonna come off pit road first. Couple drivers stayed out to take the wave around. Looks like Green, Prim, and Woods. So Dylan Barris will be the leader, and here's how he did it. 2 tires there for the 17. He leapfrogged to the front. Anthony Marino has led most of the race so far, if not all of it until now. He got 4 tires, and then Matthew Taylor went fuel only. That's brought him up into the top 4. I don't know why it's... I mean, it does look like he went fuel only. It was a very short stop, just 6 seconds. So watch that 58 truck here on the restart. If that is accurate what our broadcast overlays are telling us, then I imagine he's going to be a little bit off pace compared to the drivers around him. We're 40 laps in to the concrete cutoff, 180. Let's see how are our picks doing so far. Not great. Right now, Chris Campbell in the live chat winning the battle.
Yeah, yes, I was
P5.
about to say exactly the same thing.
I'm wondering, did something happen to those guys? How'd they get so far back there? Either way, we'll follow up with that in a moment. Right now, it's going to be Barris and Marino on the front row. And Barris into the wall already as he gets on the gas. The 58 of Taylor dropping back quickly as we expected with those older tires. Shelton in third.
The inside line really struggled to get off the line. They're 4 wide coming out of 3 here at the back. And, yeah.
It looks like we got trucks going around in the back, and that's going to be the 5th caution of the night. I believe that was, I saw Lister into the wall, but it's also involved McCormick, Sahadak, Chapman, Dinda, Hayes, Stewart, and Weibel. And then Sahadak again, so a couple drivers with big damage on this one.
It'll be interesting to see the replay on this one.
We're watching Weibel, but I think this started ahead of him.
Yeah.
I saw Lister going around. Let's check with Walt. Oh, he's already... Something's already happened there, the 00. So we're going to back it up a little bit. This is right at the restart as they head into turn 1. And Walt just has to check up. And then Hayes into the back of him. Lister checks up. And he's got Dinda and Thompson right on his bumper. Walt seems to drop back safely. And then right here, Lister. Man, I do not envy race control tonight. Our friend Dusty Haynes doing that for us.
I think Dinder's going to have to take a fast repair there.
Yeah, let's watch this one again. So
Yeah, he called it a racing incident.
yeah, I mean, I'm not. When there's 8 trucks that all get together at once, I'm not sure how you can blame any one of them.
It's never good when you're 4 wide at Dover.
Lister, he gets a little loose. And then, yeah, he's just got Thompson and Chapman right there on his bumper. There's no room to even have a chance to correct. So our points leader of the 48 caught up in this one. Our wins leader of Thompson caught up in this one.
Yeah, Thompson's
and
going
then
to need to take a
Sahadak
fast repair. Yeah.
with heavy damage to the front.
Yeah, Thompson's definitely going to need to take a fast repair as well. So both those guys will probably have to take a fast repair.
Ooh. And with Shelton now up front, we've been watching the cutoff all night. This might actually affect who's going to win the regular season championship, which is worth a decent amount of points. As we check it right now, yeah, it is actually Keegan Shelton has leaped over Max Dinda for the points lead. Just 2 points ahead of Dinda at this point. So if Dinda has any amount of rebound here after that wreck, he should retake it. But Keegan Shelton looking good right now.
By the same token, if he gets into any more trouble back there, then that's where trouble happens.
Meanwhile, Joe Barrow 1 point out of the playoffs. Make that a tie with Stephen Hayes. If we get a tie there at the cut line, we're gonna have to go back into the handbook and find the tiebreaker logic. I believe it's most wins. I don't think either of those drivers have a win. Then it would be top 5s if I remember right, between Hayes and Barrow. Let's actually see if we even have that. Hayes with 1. Yeah, Barrow with 2 top 5s on the season. That might be the tiebreaker if Hayes and Barrow end up tied at the end of this one. Either way, green flag is back out. Anthony Marino Jr. still out front leading the way.
What a jump by Marino. I mean, he's got 3/4 of a second by turn 2.
Yeah, 44 laps led already for Marino Jr.
Yeah, Marino kind of played today.
And it's a race for second right now as Barris tries to hold off Shelton, Barrow, and Doremus.
That could be the best jump I've seen all year long. I mean, he was a second in the lead after 1 lap at Dover. Unheard of.
Taking a look at our biggest movers. Matthew Taylor in the 58 used some pit strategy. He's back in 8th right now, but up 17 spots from the start of the race. And Seawright, as we always talk about, one of the biggest movers every race. Barrow looking at the inside of Barris, and he's going to get it as Barris goes high. That's going to let Doremus by, and maybe even Shelton too. Quick check on those temperatures. Track temp coming down, 115 at the start, now just 109. And Joe Barrow just turned the fastest lap of the race as he is up to second, tries to track down Anthony Marino.
Yeah, our Cup driver, Chris Campbell. Good choice there tonight, mate.
We've got Deanna Stewart cheering for Corey in the number 16, saying, "Go, babe. You got this." Stewart right now a lap down in 21st. Trying to recover from those early wrecks. He is sitting in the lucky dog position, though, so 16 just waiting on a couple cautions to get back on the lead lap. Now Doremus with the fastest lap of the race. Or sorry, fastest driver last lap. Anyway, Barrow still holding on to the best lap all day. Take a look at Joe's race. I mean, he's pretty much just been floating in the top 6 all night long and just now moved it to P2.
Yeah, he's running Marino down too. He's right there, 0.3 behind him right now.
As we watch, yeah, last 5 laps in a row, Barrow faster than Marino. Projected to catch him in 1 lap.
Pretty entertaining back here with, man, I'm not sure who it is.
Is it Elsie and Taylor?
Yeah, it's back with Griffin, actually. Griffin, Taylor, and Elsie, yeah.
Yeah, right now, that 5 truck in a Taylor sandwich for Dirty South Racing. Matthew and Marshall Taylor on either side of him. Wow, is it? I mean, this is just tight racing.
Yeah,
Here at Dover, Griffin looks to the inside and they make contact. Can he save it? He does. What a save by the 58.
Yeah, well, great driving. Jamie came up and congratulated Taylor on some great driving.
Yeah, let's actually have that playback.
You're good, Taylor. You're good, man.
Said, good job, sir. Meanwhile, up front, Barrow stalled out on his chase down of Marino, has brought Doremus into the picture. We're going to jump on board with the driver of the 88. At this point in the run, I think you're just trying to take care of your tires, but man, if you see that leader dropping back to you, it's so tempting to just mash the throttle and try and get to him.
Jamie around the top side of, who was that? That was Barros, I think. Barros is dropping a little bit. Not sure if he got into a wall.
Well, he went 2 tires on that stop while everyone else went 4. That's what's happening to Dylan.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just playing it safe right now. Just getting out of everyone's way.
We're going to take a look at our tire fall off chart here tonight. So far, I mean, on this run, Dylan Barris already a second off his fresh tire pace. So that lets you know how much Dover eats these tires up. We'll compare that to Marino up front. He took 4 tires and has had clean air. He's only about 0.6 off of his fresh tire pace. So that's the difference between 2 tires and 4 tires.
Man, I know I say this all the time, but I haven't seen that graphic before.
This is a new one too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
New
Love
debut.
it.
Yeah,
Especially
let's
here.
track the tire wear over the stint. And this is going to be interesting, especially when drivers start thinking about that 2-tire versus 4-tire strategy. Meanwhile, Doremus has gotten by Barrow for second.
Doremus was quick during warm-up here this morning or today. So, yeah, I think he's got some serious pace.
This is one of the closest battles on track. The other one that's close is this one between Sahadak, Barris, and Hayes.
Just a couple of other trucks that we need to keep our eye on at the moment. I see Thompson still back in 16th. And Max Dinder's back in the 18th.
Yeah, they have not kind of carved through the field like we expected.
Yeah, don't know if they're being really, really careful or...
Yeah, I'm just not sure what happened when everybody pitted. Looks like Thompson had an extended stop, 38 seconds in his pit stall. Dinda 49 seconds. So I think what happened, Lee, is that both of these drivers did their best to avoid using the fast repair when they got caught up in that caution, and it cost them all the track position doing it.
And more than likely, the whole they're probably not fixed either.
Right.
So they're probably only half fixed, hoping another caution to come out. Of course, we're having a longer run. I see clues coming up on the back of Barrow.
Yeah, that is Barrow. He's
Barrow.
right there. He's looking to the inside. Again, 2 GEC champions going at it, and we just gets around him. I think Barrow might have given him a little gift there. You can see how much out of the throttle the 47 had to be to keep out of the wall. Now he's going to set his sights on the leaders. He's got Doremus there in sight as they both go around Coleman Chapman, who's a lap down, and Marino is almost out of frame.
Yeah, he's taken off again. To be honest with you, this is what I was expecting. You know, Marino was in the Cup Series last year. I'm not sure if it was the whole season, but when he came back to race here, I was expecting him to jump away. We're finally starting to see that here now.
Yeah, Marino he's only made 2 other starts this season, not really running for points, just going for the win. Nothing to lose is the 71. And as you mentioned, a previous Cup Series driver. He's got the speed and the experience to get it done here at GEC.
We have C-Right, if I'm reading this correctly, C-Right is up to 7th spot now. Just ahead of Griffin.
Yeah, that's correct. Taking a look at Jonah's stats. Yeah, up 20 spots since the start of the race. And there's another caution. This time it's Thompson involved. And the 58, Matt Taylor.
Yeah, it looks like Taylor might have got into Thompson then.
Let's see.
Thompson got lucky there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where the caution is unless it's coming after that, but
It's coming. Oh, thought it was there.
yeah, I'm not. That was on lap 61. Actually, I don't actually have any events tied to the caution lap, which was lap 69. See if we can find it. Oh, no, it was these 2 again. Let's rewind
lap
that.
69. Yeah.
Looks like they were battling for another 7 or 8 laps. It culminated in this. Looks like Thompson gets a little too high into turn 3, gets up into the wall, and then comes down, and at the exact same time, Taylor gets loose on the bottom, has to chase it up.
You could see the net code there the whole entire time. There's a definite gap between both these trucks. It just got called on net code, and you can see it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if even if there wasn't net code, they were probably going to get together. But yeah, that's such an awkward moment there for both of these drivers. Thompson gets into the wall. He's trying to save the truck. He comes down to cut the exit of the corner off. Taylor, trying to stay on the bottom, gets loose, comes up into him. They both move into that middle lane at the same time. So we've got, let's see, 5 drivers stayed out. Everybody else came down pit road.
Some interesting chatter on the radio from Thompson just then. about claiming that one. So just giving you a heads up.
Let's see what Thompson had to say. I see him talking about the net code.
That was a net code. I didn't get hit. He got loose in it. Arrow tight or arrow loose. When he corrected it, got arrow, made me loose, and I spun out. There was no net code.
Yeah, I mean, not sure what he's arguing. He's saying, I think he was saying it wasn't net code, it was arrow loose in iRacing. I'm not sure you can tell those two things apart. I was trying to see what everybody had to say about it.
What it sounds like me.
I don't know what the conclusion's going to be there, but
I know. That's why I was like, yeah, it was pretty interesting.
and this is one of those situations where, hey, it doesn't really matter who claims, who volunteers, who raises their hand. Race control has final say on all things like that. We did just finish our longest green flag run of the race, though. As we're coming back to green, as soon as we'll make sure they get going safe here, but it's going to be Clue and Barrow on the front row. Two drivers that stayed out. They've been out about 30 laps longer than some of the drivers behind them. The 71 of... Oh, Doremus going around Sahadak in the wall. Shelton and Taylor involved. Quick caution here on that restart. It looked like somebody missed a shift, Lee.
Yeah. Not sure who it was. Oh, it was pretty messy at the front.
Let's see, the first driver I saw sideways was the 88 of Doremus.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Man, something happened there between the 54 and the 00. On the bottom.
That was a crazy restart.
It was either about 6 feet of netcode or Walt missed a shift. Yeah,
Clue's already in the top lane.
I think Sahadak might have missed a shift there on that restart. Let's see if we can jump on board with him and listen. No, he didn't even get to the shift. The thing just got sideways on him as he got in the gas. Cold tires.
Well, we know what's happening here. The tires cool down a little bit. Nobody jumped to the pit, so you're on old, cold tires, and they have no grip when you go back to the loud pedal. So that's what's happened there. And if you have a look at if we were to back it up and look at the front two guys, man, I'm not sure how Clue didn't get into Barrow. It was very, very lucky.
Go back and what we see here. There on that restart. This is the 47 on the bottom. That's Clue, Barrow up top. Yeah, I mean, he just gets a huge jump. Oh, and then he gets sideways. About the same spot that Sahadak did. He just didn't have anybody on his outside to run into.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So with that, we're going to take a quick break here. Be right back. We're almost halfway through this race. Green going to pick up the Laughing Lammy Lucky Dog, and we'll be back for the 8th start of the night after our 7th caution on lap 73. We're back here with the CDSN Truck Series on GEC Racing League YouTube channel. For the 10th race of Season 9, this is our regular season finale playoff cutoff race. And you're looking at those live point standings right now. Joe Barrow in second place, just 2 points out of the playoffs. There are 3 extra bonus points as well as 1 point for a position. So if Barrow can get to the lead here, he would work his way past Robert Weibel, at least as they run right now. And the green flag is out. We're back racing at Dover Motor Speedway. Barrow slaps the wall a little bit. That sends Clue to the lead. Seawright now going to dive to the bottom and take away second position. Here comes Marino, though. He's the first truck on fresh tires, already up to third.
Wow, the drive he got off too was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at that. The tire fall off was almost a second and a half when these drivers came down pit road. There's no way you're going to be able to hold off 4 fresh tires. And there goes the 71 back to the lead.
Interesting race for the next 4 trucks behind him with Clue, Barros, Seawright, and Burrow. That'll be an interesting tussle. Barros through on Clue.
Yeah, I mean, the next truck, Tony Skirbo, is going to be the next truck with the fresh tires. Shelton just behind him as well. I think they're just going to eat these guys alive who stayed out. There goes Skirbo underneath Joe Barrow.
And we have... I think it's Thompson.
Doremus, Griffin, LZ. Big contact in the back. Go back and take a look. Thompson.
Binder as well, I think.
And I mean, from what we could tell, it seemed like Thompson might have still had damage from an earlier wreck that he'd been trying to repair. Yeah, I don't know what happens there. It looks like he just comes down on Doremus as he's going by. Back it up and see maybe what led to this.
Sure whether he got loose on the outside or squished a little.
I mean, it just seems like this group, Thompson, Griffin, and Doremus, off pace from Dinda ahead of them. And then he checks up and just gets a push all the way down the back straight from Doremus. And then when Doremus goes by, Thompson comes down on him. I don't know about that. And if you're Griffin, you got to be saying, come on, man. So Griffin with a meatball, Thompson with a meatball. I think Thompson's already used his fast repair, so he might be out of luck. Jamie Griffin should still have that fast repair in his pocket based on what I'm seeing. But it's going to be an uphill battle to get there. So now those drivers that stayed out, Clue and Barrow and Seawright, they're going to come down pit road. Get those fresh tires. I have just a little bit of an advantage, about 10 laps, but only about 6 of those were under green flag conditions. Corey Stewart picks up the Laughing Llama Lucky Dog.
Doremus would have received a lot of damage on that incident. So, yeah.
Taking a look. Yeah, it looks like the Doremus might have already used his fast repair.
Oh, man.
In the race as well. So right now, about half of the field has burned that fast repair. We have 24 drivers still in the race and just 15 drivers on the lead lap. That will likely park Thompson. So if we check on our booth picks, you're winning right now, Lee. Max Dinda running in 5th. Crowd favorite Joe Barrow running 13th.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm winning. Oh, yes, I am. P6. Sorry, I'll take that back. Yeah.
Well, it looks like my pick is out of the race. That was Thompson.
You're going to need to pick somebody else, maybe Marino.
I don't think you get to pick somebody else.
I don't think you do either, but you know.
Either way, we're almost halfway here. 99 laps to go at Dover to wrap up the regular season. Let's check on those point standings again. Barrow now pitting, drop back to 13th. He's a little further back from the cut line right now. It's Matthew Taylor, who's just 4 points behind Robert Weibel. And Weibel back in 22nd. He's got a lot of space to kind of improve his position on the night, too. Sahadak having a really unfortunate night. He's in 10th right now on the points, 25 points to the good. I think he's going to be okay. Even if he's unable to kind of finish this race competitively, he's going to be in the playoffs.
Hayes is in 13th at the moment in P10 or P9 where he is.
Oh, I think that's either Taylor or Chapman slapping the wall. We've seen a lot of drivers that restart in the outside lane, spin the tires and get into the wall on restarts. Right now, though, it's Shelton and Barris battling for second place. They've got Skirbo and Dinda just behind him. The 48 recovering from that early wreck that put him back in the field. Still side by side of the 17 and the 1 as Barris is going to take it.
Marino again out to a great lead.
We talked about this a little bit, but Barris was leading with just a few laps to go at Phoenix last week. When you have a run like that, that just kind of, it can either crush you or light a fire under your seat there in the truck. And I think Barris is showing us that he's out here with that fire underneath of him, running second. He's sixth in the points coming into the race.
Sorry to interrupt. Jamie down to the apron there. I'm not sure what happened there, but
I think he was just coming off pit road, Lee.
Was he? Okay,
he had been down there making some repairs.
Got it.
And was just now, I think maybe he had to tow. He was able to use his fast repair, and then he's rejoined. So he is 4 laps down, is Jamie Griffin. Right now, Coleman Chapman is going to be in the lucky dog position. He's running 16th.
Barros is really pushing Marino right now. He's got a good run around that top line right now. He's going to have him by the end of the straight here. Right with him. Yeah.
Down to his inside. Little bit of contact.
Great drive again by Marino off the top.
Got contact in the back between Hayes, Sahadak, and McCormick, but we're still green. That's really dropped them off pace, and there's the yellow.
McCormick and Dinda.
Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, so McCormick gets into Matthew Taylor in the 58, and then gets loose on exit from that contact, and then not sure what happens to Walt.
Yeah, sorry, it was just McCormack. It wasn't Dinda.
I saw something happened though with Hayes and Sahadak as well. This is the 82 of Hayes. Unrelated, I think Hayes just bounces off the wall and they make some contact, but they don't get sideways, so they're going to be all right. That should give Chapman the lucky dog. That will leave Green as the next driver looking to catch the lucky dog on the next caution. Set 9th caution of the night.
Yeah, Hayes needed to stay about there because he's really close on that cut line. So I'm glad he didn't get turned around there. And Burrow might be in the. Burrow be right there on the edge right now.
Go ahead and check on those point standings once again. He's still 9 out at the moment. Matthew Taylor has now dropped back after that contact. I mean, look, Matthew Taylor came into this race, I think, kind of out of it. So he's moved his way up into this. Weibel running back in 22nd. He's not having a great race. He's 19 laps down. Is the 53, but I think he knows where he is in the point standings, and he is still on track for that reason.
One guy we haven't mentioned a lot tonight is Shelton. He's sitting in 3rd right now, ahead of Scarborough. So that'll be interesting. What a great field all year long. We've had a great field and great sponsors. Collateral Damage, Laughing Llama Wraps, and of course our other sponsor is 42. 42 for all your wrap needs.
Yeah, if you're ready to turn heads on the virtual track, whether you're chasing wins or just want to look good doing it, 42 Designs by Cody Anderson delivers custom iRacing paint schemes that blend sleek minimalism with bold personality. If you're repping your team, showcasing your sponsors, or just want a fresh look, 42 Designs brings your vision to life lap after lap. Find Cody's work on training paints or in the GEC Discord server. You can reach out to Cody Anderson. If you want something custom, reach out through your league or Discord and let Cody work his magic. Psyched to have 42 Designs on board with us this season.
Going to be an interesting restart here. Once again, these tires have got a little bit of a few laps on them, so they're going to be very slippery. It'll be interesting to see if these boys can hold it.
We're going to go ahead and jump on board with Stephen Hayes in the 82. He was back there around 12th. He's going to slap the wall just like we've seen so many drivers do on the restarts. Marino out to a huge lead, as we've seen him do all night. Hayes is going to recover from that rough start. Up front, Skirbo has gotten around Shelton. Barris, though, making some ground on the leader.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. You know, Marino did get away, but Barros is right there.
And like I said,
Really interesting.
I just
Different
feel
lines in 1 and 2. Barros takes a slightly higher line than Marino.
like I said, you just know Dylan is coming off last week's race where he got a little roughed up there at the end, pushed out of the lead at Phoenix. He's got something to prove, and he comes into this race, and at least right now he's got a second over the next driver. And Marino comes back after missing a few races, and he comes out and just starts to run away from the field, and Barris is thinking, hey, this was supposed to be mine. He's coming to get it. Slaps the wall, does Barris, but he doesn't lose any speed. As they're coming around, it's all about momentum as you come around this Dover track. We're going to check our speeds at the line for the top 10. They're running at just about 160. Dylan Barris, the fastest that time around at the start-finish line. Oh, he's peeking to the inside, Lee.
He's done that a couple of times, and Marino's... I'm not sure if Marino's taken the air off the front just enough. He hasn't been able to make it stick. Barros is so quick coming off too.
Right there, you can hear how much he's leaning on that right front. And I think he's got to do something to get a little bit of clean air here. He's just going to overheat his tires if he can't get around Marino fast enough. He really arcs it in there out of turn 2. Oh, that truck's loose.
Oh, what a great shot.
We're having fun now. Just
Oh my
past
gosh.
halfway, 83 laps to go in the concrete cutoff, 180.
The onboards here give me butterflies. It's so great to race this. Especially on exit, like here. So crazy.
We've got some more close battles a little further back. It's right here. Dinda leads Taylor Seawright. His brother Taylor, he's blinking out a little bit. Who's that next driver? Zane Woods in the 12. I mean, he was in a wreck early in this race and has rebounded. That's why I was like, who is that in the 12? Zane Woods running 9th right now. Andrew Clue rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, I've got Clue and Burrow right running 10th and 11th.
We've got a little bit of a hodgepodge on pit strategy here, as Marshall Taylor in the 78 back in 8th. He's the first driver on slightly fresher tires. Or sorry, no, it's actually Jonah Seawright with the freshest tires, as we watch him go right around Max Dinda for 5th.
And while we're watching this, just so you know, Marino's just jumped out to a half-second lead here over Barros.
Looking back through the field, Ryan Elsie and Stephen Hayes. This is the battle for the last position on the lead lap. The closest one on track, as Hayes is going to go for it.
And this is important for Hayes. He's trying to stay in the cut.
In those
As hard
points.
as he can.
Yeah, Stephen Hayes just 5 points to the good. Every position matters for Stephen tonight. Matthew Taylor 5 points out. He's currently running right here just in front of his brother, Marshall. I assume they're brothers. Correct us if we're wrong, please.
Yeah. These guys have been locked together all year too.
Yeah, running for Dirty South Racing, joining Coleman Chapman this season. Chapman, another one of those drivers that has Cup experience, decided to come down to trucks, race with his teammates, the Taylors.
Clue and Burrow just making their way through the field here,
That's
past the Taylor boys. Not sure if they took tires the last stint or not.
Barrow and Clue, yeah, they both pitted on lap 80. They have the freshest tires of the field, along with Jonah Seawright.
I think the Taylor boys didn't take tires.
Let's see, yeah, they're on slightly older tires. Matthew's on the oldest. He's on the same strategy as our leaders, is the 58. As now Dinda has caught Seawright. This would be for 4th.
Oh. Good job holding on to that one there, Jonah. Been interesting at the front tonight. Every time anyone's got anywhere near Marino, it's like he gives them a little bit of a taste, and then he just eases away, and that's what he's doing right now. He's poked it out to another 2 seconds now lead over Barros. Looks like Dinda's gonna have a go here.
Oh, there's contact between Dinda and Seawright. Seawright saves it.
Jonah, what an incredible job, buddy.
Oh, how about that?
incredible.
And he's gonna say, "Hey, I don't care too much for that, buddy."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've got contact back in the field between Woods, Hayes, and Taylor. That's the 58 of Matt Taylor.
The only reason that wasn't a crash is because you had some quick hands there, Jonah. So good job, man.
Jonah is the biggest mover of the race, up 22 spots right now into the top 5.
We need to have a quick hands award, and tonight I give it to Jonah so far.
And Jonah, another driver, not looking pretty in the points. Only 6 starts here in the regular season, but he's got a top 5 and 3 top 10s in those 6 starts. Right now, he's a 1.5 off his fresh tire pace.
So at the moment, Hayes is still holding on to that lucky dog spot, from what I can tell.
Hayes is actually, you're right. Hayes is in the lucky dog spot. Next driver would be Ryan Elsie, who's in the pits with a meatball flag right now, actually. Something happened to LZ. I'm not quite sure how he got a meatball flag.
Just look at myself.
It happened just a lap ago. Let's see if we can go back and look. Oh, he slaps the wall. Maybe more than once. Either way, he came down pit road. Looks like it might have been a tire meatball. We've seen this in the last few weeks. iRacing introduced a meatball flag when your tires are too worn out. Which actually, wow. I forget who it was. Somebody in the truck race at Chicagoland, I think, had that cleared as a black flag and ended up getting disqualified for it. Then in the Cup race, someone was asking about it, and I was telling them, don't clear it, because you're going to get DQ'd. But that's something new. Usually, iRacing would just have your spotter tell you, hey, buddy, that right front's wearing out, and then you'd be in the wall. I wonder if they're just trying to curb cautions that come off of people running their tires too long.
I wonder at what point it gives you a meatball, because I had one the other day at 55%. So
yeah, I'm not sure what the logic is.
Yeah,
but something new these drivers have to wrestle with. Marino not too worried about it. He's got a 5-second lead now. I mean, he's just got this track figured out, Lee.
Yeah, he has. I think when people get to him, he doesn't panic either. He preserves his tires and just holds his line, knowing they have to really push to get past him, and he just waits for them to burn their good off their tires. He must have a really nice rhythm going. I don't know about you, but for me, this track is a lot about rhythm here.
Yeah, I love it. This is, when you're in rhythm, it feels great. You just kind of reel in the drivers around you. I think that's where Tony Skirbo is right now for 5'9 Motorsports. Or 59, he's going to have to tell us which it is, but he's that 59 truck. Running great out there tonight, up to third, started fourth. He's just kind of had speed start to finish. Dinda looking to the inside.
Yeah, the guy that's closing him down there is Clue. And I think he just said that he's on the youngest tires. So
yeah,
he's
Clue is
a guy to watch here.
As we say it, there he goes. See Ryan Elzy in the 2. He's a couple laps down, but on much fresher tires than everyone else, so he's probably going to weave through these lead lap cars. Dinda to third, Clue to fourth. And if this stays green, I think Clue is the one that's really going to take advantage of this 10-lap fresher tires. He's going to go around the 48 now for third.
Quite easy.
He's got Dinda within reach, but Marino now 6 seconds ahead of second place.
I know. Marino's just cleared out.
So we take a look at Clue's lap times.
Oh, Barros just missed the pits. If you go back to Barros there. Oh my gosh, sideways.
Yeah, down on the apron. What's he going to do? Oh, he's going to back it up a few inches at a time. Little Austin Power style. What a disaster there for the 17. Go back and watch what happened. Yeah, it sure looks like he's trying to get to pit road, and I don't think he hit the barrels though.
I don't think he did either.
And he didn't make the cone, the commitment cone, so he didn't get a speeding penalty either. So I mean, not great, but it could have been worse.
So let's see if Clue can close Marino down at all. And as I say that, Marino pulls another 10th out. Clue is 6 point. It keeps changing. 6.2 behind Marino.
I'm just looking at the pit strategy stats here, Lee. So far, I mean, Marino's been out there 53 laps. Not all of those green flag, but I do imagine he's going to have to pit here sometime soon. The only other driver out there as long as he's been is Dinda. Dinda running in third. So Clue is the driver the closest to our leader. We take a detailed look at his lap times. He's losing time to Marino every lap. That one right there, he was about almost a tenth faster, or almost 100th. Or this math is wearing me out. Almost a tenth, 700ths.
Yeah,
But if you're 6 seconds back, you got to do a lot better than that.
Yep. You need to take chunks out. With these green flag pit stops, there could be a caution here.
And we've got a number of drivers on pit road. Starting to come in. Marino Jr., our leader, has hit pit road. That's going to leave Andrew Clue out in the lead.
Chapman diving to the pits.
So those handful of drivers that stayed out a couple of cautions ago, then ended up pitting 10 laps later. That's Clue, Seawright, Barrow, Sahadak. They can go about 10 more laps before they have to pit, so they're hoping for a caution or something here.
Yeah, so everybody from fourth place below is a lap down. So if a caution comes out right now, Clue, Seawright, and Burrow will have a lap on the field.
Oh, a little bit of contact there between Seawright and Griffin. Seawright's got to be saying, what do I got to do to get these guys to leave me alone? Another great save there for the 15.
Yeah, Seawright's dialed into this track tonight.
And I think these drivers like Griffin and Barrow, they know they need to make quick time of Seawright and get up to Clue and get their lap back before a caution catches them a lap down.
Now the only problem here with Clue, Seawright, and Burrow, they're going to be losing time hand over fist to Marino. Marino's going to be doing a lot quicker lap times than these guys at the front of the field, possibly a second a lap.
I'm not sure what you can do about it, though. So Seawright and Barrow are battling for second place right here. I mean, with the type of lead that Marino has, you're either going to have to figure out some genius pit strategy move to gain those 6 seconds back, or you're just going to have to hope for a caution.
Yeah, I think it's...
and race for the position in front of you.
Time to pray for a yellow. So...
Still 49 laps to go here in the concrete cutoff 180, wrapping up the regular season. And at least as they run right now, we're a little bit kind of in the middle of the cycle. Joe Barrow is in by 3 points over Stephen Hayes. Matthew Taylor out by 7. Andrew Clue has even kind of raced his way up into the conversation. He's leading the race right now. He's still 10 points out, even if he wins this thing. He missed a couple races, has not raced a full season. That's why Clue not likely to make it into the playoffs. Meanwhile, Robert Weivel has been gutting it out all race long. He's 25 laps down and still out on the track doing what he can to keep himself in the playoffs. And that's what the cutoff race is all about. You know, in any other race, 25 laps down, you got nothing to race for. Robert's out there saying, I will make these playoffs over my dead body.
I'm just looking at these lap times at the moment. So we have Marino running 24.3s, and we have, as Barrow jumps to the pits, and we have the other guys running 26s or mid-25s.
Oh, and the caution comes out.
Yellow comes out.
As the 3 leaders were on pit road, Clue, Seawright, and Barrow. And this is going to be a mess for so many drivers, I believe Sahadak will end up the lucky dog, and everyone else is going to be in Tough Luck City, as I think Barrow was already in his pit stall, so he's going to be able to pit.
I think he was.
And stay on the lead lap. Marino, obviously going to be on the lead lap. And this is going to be one of those times where race control is going to have to pay a little extra attention or put up with the whining, depending on which way it goes. Sometimes you get a caution in the middle of a pit cycle like this. iRacing can screw it all up and kind of have everybody stacked up in a very strange formation with lapped cars still in front of lead lap cars and not giving everyone the wave around they should be taking. We're just going to have to wait and see how this one works out. It does look like, because Clue, Barrow, and Seawright had come to pit road, that who was on the lead lap versus not is going to shift down to about 10th or 11th.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not working this one out.
This is going to be a mess.
And it was cold on the 00 that time.
So Marshall Taylor in the 78 will be the lucky dog. He's in 12th place, so that'll leave 12 cars on the lead lap. So Haydak not able to get the lucky dog, as it sounds like he was the cause of the caution. Go take a quick look at what happened here. He's just ahead of Dinda, and I wonder if he had just decided to try and make it to pit road in front of whoever that was. I think it was Dinda. Yeah, that just looked weird to me, Lee.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a late call to come to the pits.
Let's see. Well, actually, I can see. Well, let's play this out. The 00 did call out that he was pitting.
00 pitting, 00 pitting.
And then Dinda had this to say.
Dude, I know you're pitting, but you don't brake right. Like, I can't slow down in time. I'm trying to get up, and you just hit the brakes in front of me.
And then Walt came back.
I called out. How about you go high and leave me the inside?
I don't know. I think Walt was expecting Dinda to go to the high line, and Dinda didn't see it that way. Let's see. He's saying,
Like, I'm trying to go high, but you're already hitting the brakes.
I don't know. Dinda say he didn't give him enough time. Walt saying he called it out. Again, we'll see what race control has to say about that.
It's really interesting at the front here, and this is what I thought might have happened. We've got Clue and Seawright at the head of this field.
Yeah, this could not have worked out better for the 47 and the 15. They were able to pit and keep the lead without letting Marino catch up to him. Now Marino's in third, and
Marino is in third. Yeah,
but he's got 8 laps older tires.
Yeah, well, true.
So Skirbo's on pretty much the same strategy as Marino. Barrow on fresh tires in 5th, same as Seawright and Clue. So yeah, it just seems like that group of 3, Clue, Seawright, and Barrow, they've been off cycle, and right now I think they're on the good side of it.
So we're going to have 42 laps coming to the flag, and we see that Dinda is back in 11th. The first truck that has the Laughing Llama Lucky Dog would be Walt Sahadak in 10th.
Wow.
Everyone from 10th on down is at least 1 lap behind.
Yeah, I think looks like race control gave that one to Walt. And so he's going to have a green flag drive-through. And so we're going to want to keep an eye on this. So he's in the outside lane in 10th. Again, the scoring just seems a little off here. It's showing him 10th, but he looks like he's 5th. He's down a lap, and he's going to have to make it to pit road here in about sometime in the next 3 or 4 laps. So Dinda is actually the driver racing for the lucky dog. He's going to have it now.
His tires are still cold now, and there's a lot of movement. Yep, nearly went around in turn 4.
Yeah, I don't know what. Something happened back there.
Yeah, I think it was with Burrow.
I'm going to take a look here. So, you know, Barrow, Barris, Green all getting together. They somehow work it out. That's going to drop Barrow back into the field. He's 7th now. So Andrew Clue in the lead. Jonah Seawright in 2nd. Anthony Marino has made his way up to 3rd. That's Ryan Elzy, the 3rd truck in line. He is 2 laps down. So knowing he's 2 laps down, he also would really like to get around these leaders and get back on 1 lap down so he could fight for the lucky dog. We'll see how aggressive he's going to be. And then you can
Shane,
see...
I'd really like to see the points again, if you can bring that up for a second. Because it'll be interesting to see if Burrow's actually in at the moment and whether Hayes is still in.
Yeah, Barrow is tied with Hayes as they run.
Yeah.
Which we think the tie goes to Barrow for top 5s. I have to pull up that GEC Racing League handbook and double check that here before this is over.
Clue and Seawright. Clue's made a nice start here. Seawright's stalking him. They got a bit over a second over Marino. Got a truck between them at the moment, between Marino and Seawright. That's I think that's Ryan. Yep, Ryan Elzy.
Yeah, I mean, both of these drivers here, Seawright and Clue, very experienced here at GC. Both of them about 50 starts. Clue, though, with a couple championships to go with that. Jonah Seawright, 48 starts, has not won a race. He is hungry. And right now, he's riding in 2nd place, just staring right at the back of the leader. Knowing Marino's behind him, trying to track him down, but Marino's starting to fall off just a little bit on the slightly older tires. Oh. But yeah,
I think it's both the Taylors there together. One of the Taylors just got around the brother, I believe. Actually, all 3 team cars together there. I think that's Chapman with them as well.
Yeah, I think so. Chapman and Matthew Taylor in the 58, they're on the lead lap. Marshall is not. 3 wide. Woo, doggy. Right now, Chapman trying to track down Dylan Barris. This would be for 7th place. Chapman gonna get it here, I think, as he clears the 17 into turns 3 and 4. Now the battle heating up between, who is that, Shelton and Barrow?
Wow, this is tight here. Yep. Track temp's creeped back up again. It's 113 right now.
And they're both racing behind Zane Woods.
Oh, this is scary.
And I think Woods is a lap down? Yeah, Woods is 1 lap down. Barrow and Shelton racing in for 5th. For now, Barrow's going to get around Shelton and Skirbo. He does have those fresher tires, but he had a little bit of a rough start there as we were watching. So, but he's up to 4th. As he goes around McCormick, who's a lap down. This is a nasty pack here.
It is, and Seawright is not letting Clue get away at the front of the field. 0.3 seconds behind him, just stalking him. And that they've jumped Marino. 2.3, 2.4 from Marino right now.
We're going to have to keep an eye on that, though, because it really was the second half of the run when Marino went from a 1 second lead to a 6 second lead all of a sudden. I think he's playing the long run over the course here. We still have 29 laps to go.
Quickest lap is still to Burrows. Still has the quickest lap, 23.5.
And I think the most interesting thing here, Lee, is let's go ahead and take a look at our pit stop stuff here. So the drivers that ran it all the way out under green went 53, 54, 56 laps. And most of these drivers, like Clue, Jonah, Barrow, they pitted on lap 133. They only need to go 47 laps to finish, so they don't have to stop. Marino would have to go 54. I don't think he has to stop either. But if this stays green, Marino is kind of stuck in that tire disadvantage the whole way out.
He is.
And so, at least like it looks right now, it's Clue and Seawright 4 seconds out into the lead. This is a 2-truck race.
Yeah, it's interesting. Burrow's on the youngest tires out of those top 4. He seems to be running Marino down a little bit here.
Yeah, 4 seconds between Marino and Barrow, and then another 5 seconds between Marino and Clue in the lead. Yeah, we've had 10 cautions, but just 4 green flag lead changes.
Clue's doubled that lead. Might not sound like much, but I'm sure it makes him feel a little bit more comfortable. He's out to a 0.6 second lead now.
It was Anthony Marino has led 117 laps. Clue now up to 39. Barris led 1. And I want to thank everybody for watching out there on the YouTube channel for the GEC Racing League. Let us know who you're pulling for, who you think's going to win this thing if those are different. And any other shout-outs you'd like us to mention here.
This looks very green here right now.
It does. So while we're wrapping up this regular season finale, we'll take a quick look ahead at the playoffs. Next week, we're going to be at Charlotte, a very special race, August 11th. That's my dad's birthday. Big Daddy Cochran going to be sponsoring next week's race, the Big Daddy Cochran Platinum Jubilee 225 at Charlotte for his 75th birthday. Then we're headed to Talladega, Watkins Glen, Rockingham, and Bristol to wrap up the season. I still can't believe we've got these short tracks here. In the Truck Series, we're going to Bristol. In the Cup Series, we're going to Martinsville to finish out the seasons where you really do, have control of your destiny, and between you and race control, I suppose.
Yeah.
You can really make anything happen when you need to. Again, we're going to peek at those points. Right now, Joe Barrow is in by 1. Running in 4th. Stephen Hayes is back in 18th. He's out by 1. Matthew Taylor in the 58. Running in 9th. He's in the lucky dog position at the moment. Still 4 points out. Robert Weibel still chugging along out on the track. Let's see where he is. He is in 20th. 25 laps down is Robert. He has put in the work tonight to maintain 20th position, stay 7 points to the good ahead of that cutoff line. Cody McCormick, 17 points ahead. He's running in 11th. Maybe not the run he was looking for tonight, but it's going to be good enough. And Sahadak with a pretty rough race, as he's been caught up in a lot of accidents. Still going to finish probably in the top 10 in points, be safely into the playoffs. We mentioned Andrew Clue. He's leading right now. But that's not going to be enough with his limited participation this season. He's going to end up probably somewhere around 17th or 18th in the points, not quite make the playoffs, but that's going to make him a wild card throughout that playoff run as well, as he'll be racing just for the win, not for points.
Yeah, I was just looking at to see what Hayes can do to get back up, and Hayes is a few laps down, so he's 4 laps behind Stewart in 17th, so he's gonna struggle to close that gap.
But Stewart is out of the race as I'm looking at right now.
Is he really? Okay.
Trying to, yeah, he's not on track. So Stephen Hayes is going to pass
Yeah, you're
Corey
right.
Stewart in the next couple of laps and get one of those points back. And that's going to make him tie up again. This is going to be a wild finish. Barrow has Marino in reach, and that might be the difference.
1 second behind Marino, with Walt sitting behind them, or in between them.
I mean, I'm tempted to pull Barrow up into the booth with us. There's 15 laps to go and just let him know
Nah, don't do it to him.
that
Don't do it.
Hayes is going to pass Stewart before this is over. I think Stewart is somewhere around 10 laps down, Hayes 15.
All I can say.
Oh,
is,
there's the
oh,
caution.
there's a
This is
yellow
going
out.
to change everything, Lee.
Holy sorry.
Oh, it's all out the window. Who's going to come down pit road and take tires and who won't? Oh, my gosh. Scott Prim involved in this one.
Yeah, Taylor's put his hand up for that one. M. Taylor, 78.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this has kind of been the wreck we've seen all night. One driver gets tight, checks up. The next driver behind him doesn't have time or just wasn't expecting the checkup. Oh, that happened right in front of the leader, too. All right, this is going to be interesting. We've seen how big tires are. A second and a half fall off over the run. These drivers that have been out there, you've got to come down pit road.
They've all come. Yeah, they've all come.
And here they come.
Yeah. Well, I think this plays into Marino's hands. He's been the quickest driver when everything's been even all night. Although Clue's been doing well out front. And Jonah, what an effort by Jonah tonight.
Yeah, this is... I mean, this is incredible. I think if you're... The person who has the most to lose here is Barrow. He was safely in 4th place.
I know.
1 point to the good. Oh,
Look,
my gosh.
You know, when you said you were going to pull him up into the booth, one thing I know about Barrow from running in the endurance team with him, he likes to lock in. He doesn't like to talk too much. So that would have been tough on him.
All right, let's see what happened here. My pit psychographics all over the place. We'll forget that for now. It looks like everybody's going to take 4 tires and come out pretty much exactly where they were. We'll let them cycle around here before we check those points again. I want to make sure everybody's off pit road. And right now, Joe Barrow and Stephen Hayes are tied for the last spot in the playoffs. Again, we think we got to pull up that handbook. Now, I didn't think we'd need it, but we are going to need it to figure out what is the tiebreaker. I'm not sure we've ever even had a tie heading into the playoffs like this before at GEC.
I'd go ask Dusty, but he's probably a little busy right now. So 6 trucks just got the wave around, and that puts Clue and C-Right on the front row, followed by Marino and Barrow.
All right, here it is. Tie-breaking procedures to determine the playoff field. If the points total are the same, is by top 5s, top 10s, and then poles. So it is going to be top 5s. We'll check that one more time. Looking at the full season standings, Joe Barrow comes into the race with 2 top 5s. Stephen Hayes with none, even though he's ahead of him in the points. So the tiebreak will go to Barrow.
Yeah, how many laps are left? There is going to be 10 laps left. We've got Dinder back in 9th. This is a pretty crazy top 10 here.
And here they
Clue.
go.
Yeah, Clue gets a great start. And of course, Marino is on his tail around the outside. Takes the top lane.
Oh,
He's got him.
no, Clue gets loose. Oh, and he's wrecking in
he's
front
gone.
of the field.
Yeah.
Around goes the 47. No yellow. There it is.
Yep. There's the yellow.
Oh my gosh. The one driver that looked like he had the speed to hold off Marino couldn't keep those rear tires under him. And look at this. Robert Weibel picks up a meatball flag. He will not be able to finish the race. He will end up behind Corey Stewart. Again, this is all about points here. Robert Weibel, I think, is going to be safe, though. 7 points to the good. There's nobody on track behind him in the standings to gain a position if he goes out. So he can park it.
Burrow just picked up a spot there, so that helps with his fight.
Meanwhile, up at the front of the field, we'll see who's going to come away with that season championship, regular season championship, that is. And it looks like it is going to be Max Dinda. He's running 8th right now. He's got 11 points over Keegan Shelton, who's running 5th. So as long as Dinda can finish in the top 15, top 20, he's going to be all right. And I think even if he went out right now, he'd still finish in the top 20. So Dinda has locked in the regular season championship. He's going to get a couple bonus points to start the playoffs. Congratulations to Max. Anthony Marino, though, is the leader of the race. He's got Jonah Seawright. What an unlikely player here at the end of the race. We talk about him gaining positions all the time. We never really talk about him as a contender here to win a race. Like we said, 48 starts. This has got to be one of the greatest runs for Jonah Seawright. Would love to see him in victory lane getting his first win here in the GEC Racing League if he can get up there and battle with the 71.
Look, I'm looking outside of the top 3 right now. Outside of the top 3, we've got Scalbo, Shelton, Chapman, Taylor, Clue. There's some pretty heavy hitters just in there. And then we've got the other Taylor and Dinda rounding out the top 10. So that's,
yeah, how about that?
I think there's a lot of changes to happen in the next, I don't know, we'll call it 8 laps, 7 laps.
Yeah, huge shout out to Dirty South Racing. 3 drivers, all 3 in the top 10 here on this final restart. That is just phenomenal. I know Matthew and Marshall will both a lap down at one point, both involved in some cautions. They've battled back to be in a great position here at the end of the race. And again, if you're Joe Barrow, 1 point to the good as they sit over Stephen Hayes, who's out of the race but can't gain or lose any positions. So it's all going to be about whether or not Barrow can finish in the top 3 or not. If he's on the podium, he's in the playoffs.
Wow. Don't take your eyes off the 4th or 5th row, because there's a lot of quick guys back there.
I've seen Shelton in victory lane a couple times this season. We know he can get it done.
Let's see what Jonah's got for Marino. Marino picks the high line, the top line.
Pace truck is on pit road. This could be the last green flag of the night with 8 laps to go. Marino with a huge jump on the outside lane. He's running away with it. Already a half second ahead of Tony Skirbo and Jonah Seawright.
Yeah, I see Burrow digging on the inside of Scalbo right now.
Skirbo into the wall.
Scalbo gets into the wall there.
Here comes Shelton, and there's Clue on those fresh tires. He's back up to 6th. Is the 47.
And Barrow goes around Seawright there.
78 picks up a meatball flag. He's on pit road. Not sure what happened there to Marshall Taylor. Oh, we've got
Shelton
a number of drivers.
Seawright.
Clue is wrecking into the wall. They keep it straight, but there's the yellow. Joe Barrow up to 2nd. Keegan Shelton to third. We're going to have at least one more restart here tonight, Lee.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting restart too.
Gosh, if you're Joe Barrow, you got to be so hungry for a win, and yet all he's got to do is stay right there in second place, and he should be into the playoffs by 2 points over Stephen Hayes. Meanwhile, Matthew Taylor is only 6 points out in ninth. If he can get to the podium, he could leapfrog over Joe Barrow and take that spot away.
Wow. Yeah, look, I don't like the spot that Barrow's on. The inside line has not got a very good start. Do I see? Yeah. Marino's going to take the top line. Marino's going to have Seawright right behind him. Seawright's going to be pushing pretty hard to get around Barrow. I think Barrow is going to be a sitting duck here.
Let's see. Clue did... Shoot, we didn't even go back and look at the wreck that got us into this. I don't think it started with Chapman. That can't be the right one. Here it is. It was Chapman that bounced off the wall and got into Clue.
Yeah.
I think they were all kind of bouncing off each other the lap before. Go back and watch this again. Yeah, so we're actually going to go back 2 laps to the restart. Just a lot of drivers racing hard here, just outside the top 10. Clue dives to the bottom, gets a huge run under Chapman. Then Chapman gets a huge run in the next turn. Can't quite make it stick, gets a little bit loose, then slaps the wall and comes down into Clue. I've got to imagine Chapman's going to pick up the fault on that one. Takes out his teammate as well, Matthew Taylor. No, they gave it to Clue. Or he picked up an EOL one way or another, as we just saw on screen. So it's going to be Anthony Marino Jr., Joe Barrow on the front row, then Jonah Seawright and Keegan Shelton in row 2. Cody McCormick, Tony Skirbo, row 3. Matthew Taylor, Max Dinda, 7th and 8th. Then Zane Woods and Andrew Clue, your top 10. How about Zane Woods? He was another driver that was a couple laps down, or at least one during this race. Battled back now in the top 10, just kind of surviving the gauntlet. A lot of great drivers out of this race. Doremus out. You know, Sahadak out. Taylor in the pits right now. Griffin a couple laps down. This has been just a game of survival here at the Monster Mile.
Left.
This will be, I guess it's not officially a green-white checker, as we are still within the regulation laps, but we'll keep that extra green-white checker if we need it. Anthony Marino takes the green flag. Another great jump. What can Barrow do to keep Seawright and Shelton behind him and make it into the GEC Racing League CDSN Truck Series playoffs?
Oh, Shelton looking to the inside of Seawright. What a great effort by Marino.
Oh, McCormick, Seawright, and Shelton all wrecking. They keep it straight. Joe Barrow holds on to second. The white flag is out. There's no more cautions here at Dover. McCormick up to third. It is going to be Anthony Marino who leads. Hold on, let's take a look at this. 128 laps to win the concrete cutoff. 180 at Dover to wrap up the regular season for the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series. And how about this, Lee? He just ran the fastest lap of the race to win it.
Wow.
A 23.31 for Anthony Marino. Joe Barrow is second. Cody McCormick is third.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that third. It's under debate at the moment, I think. So we'll have to see how that that pans out.
All finishing positions are always under review at the end of the race, especially when there's contact under the the last couple laps there.
Marino, what an effort.
We'll review it, but it is Marino who got it done.
Yeah. All night long. The best truck tonight. Hey, it would have been nice to have seen Clue win here tonight, but Marino was definitely the class of the field all night. And to be able to put that lap at 23.305 down as your final lap, that's an exclamation mark on the whole race. Burrow brings it home third with McCormick, Scarborough, Shelton, Dinder, Taylor, Blue, Chapman, and Woods bringing coming in 10th.
What a great run for Marino. I mean, just undeniable domination. He was sitting there with a bad tire situation as Clue and Seawright were going to run away with it there if they stayed green, and then a couple cautions brought Marino right back into it. Out there for Graham Crackers Racing. Getting it done at Dover. We're waiting for our podium drivers to head up into the waiting room and grab them for some interviews. Looks like we've got a handful of drivers in there. Let's go ahead and grab our race winner, driver of the 71 Graham Crackers Racing Machine, Anthony Marino Jr. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, I do.
How about that? I mean, we watch you dominate all race long, and then tire strategy puts you at a disadvantage. They're running out. If it runs out green, I'm not sure you're going to gain those 5 seconds back on Clue and Seawright, and then you get a couple cautions at the end to restack them, and you just run away with it with kind of the speed we saw all race long. Walk us through your night, brother.
First off, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Kenny Most. He's a great spotter. He did, and Brandon Johnson. They both spotted me tonight. They did a great job. But I knew coming into the night that I would have a great time because Dover is my favorite track, my home track. I love this place. But starting off, I was really hoping I would start to drive away in that first few restarts that we had, which I think I did an all right job at. But shoot, I just love this track, and I was really afraid that I wasn't going to win at the very end, and I was trying to get a third. I wasn't good on fuel in that last restart. I was like 3 laps short, 2 laps short, 1 lap short. I probably could have saved it if we went green, but I would have gotten third. But I'm really thankful that caution came out so I could bring it home. For
One thing I noticed all night is you were really consistent over your run. Like you would let them get close, but you never burnt your tires off when they were coming at you. Where they were using up their tires just to get with you, you'd keep them back there, take the air off them a little bit, and really use your tire just really well over the whole stint. But talk to me about your restarts, because dude, there was a stage where you got 1 second lead on a restart. Your restarts were amazing tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I was just really wanting to go. Whenever I had control of the restart, I would really go either really early or like pretty late. So I would be able to get a huge jump on everyone, especially being in first gear. I don't know if anyone else in the field was in first gear. I'd guess they were, but I don't know. I feel like I had enough car control to just be able to slam down on the gas in first gear, and it really benefited me.
I saw that back in the field, people were trying to take off in first, and they were getting, because you brought them to the line quite slow, they were really struggling. Look, man, I really enjoyed watching you tonight. I thought the best truck won tonight. You were absolutely phenomenal. Congratulations on a really great effort. I'll hand
Thank
you
you.
back to Shane.
Yeah, just congratulations. I know you haven't run a ton of races this season, so you come out here just racing for the win, and it shows. You're kind of all or nothing cutthroat, and just a phenomenal run for you here at Dover. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anyone else you want to thank for your run tonight before we let you go and join the after party?
Like I said before, Kenny and Brandon, they both did a great job. Kenny Most and Brandon Johnson, they both did a great job. I had a great time tonight. Graham Crackers Racing. You guys anyone can join discord.gg /Graham Crackers Racing, which is my A Open team. Riker.gg, which is my setup shop, and yeah, that's about it. And GEC as a whole for always putting on pretty good races.
We appreciate you too, sir. Congratulations again on the victory. We're going to see you out there next week at Charlotte.
Probably not.
All right. Well, whatever you do, come back and race with us. We're looking forward to it. You put on a clinic tonight and really showed us how to get around this monster mile.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
You too, bud.
That was driver of the 48 and winner of the race. Or sorry, not the 48, the 71, Anthony Marino. Next up, I think we got to talk to driver of the number 4, Joe Barrow. Joe, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
All right. I don't know if you were listening to the broadcast tonight or not, but we had you on the line on the points the whole night. And at one point, you're 5 points out. Then you're 1 point to the good. Then you're 6 points out. Then you're 5 points to the good. Then you're 1 point out. Then you're tied. A good portion of this race, you're tied up with Stephen Hayes. We had to go all the way to the handbook and dig up what's the tiebreaker. It was top 5s. And you had 2 top 5s, which would have given you the tiebreaker, but you didn't need it. You ended up 1 point to the good, at least by our math right now. And you're in the playoffs. It may not be a win,
but it damn sure feels like one. I tell you that.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
As it was coming down to it, basically we said, hey, if Barrow can get on the podium, he's in the playoffs. And we contemplated pulling you in the booth to let you know. And Lee convinced me not to.
I don't know who's picked me. Did anybody pick me tonight?
Chris Campbell did.
Chris Campbell in the YouTube chat. He were the crowd favorite pick. All the way up to second. I'm pretty sure he beat both of us. My pick didn't finish. Where did your pick finish, Lee?
Dinda finished 6th.
Okay, so I think crowd favorite from the live chat won the pit competition this week. That was Joe Barrow. Just walk us through your night. You kind of start middle of the field and then kind of bounce around and just work your way up into the top 5 there. You're on alternate pit strategy at one point from most of the field, and then it looks like we're going to run out green flag. Seawright and Clue are looking great at the front. You're kind of trying to track them down after a little bit of contact on a restart. I mean, just walk us through it, brother.
Well, we got that first pit stop, and I think we was off on our tires just a little bit, and then so the next pit stop, the next green flag run we had, I used up, I had 0.5 left on my fuel when I pulled in the pits. And then it was just basically, I just wanted to keep clean. I didn't want to make no contact. And then there was at one point, we got to the back there and we kind of just rode and stayed back there. Me and Clue both were kind of trying to do the same exact thing, working with each other. And then, I don't know, man, it just worked out. I kept it clean. The last 2 races at Phoenix, I think I don't remember how many incident points I had there, but I had 4 this race, and it seems like if I can just keep it clean and stay out of the mess, I have pretty decent races.
Well, it worked out tonight.
More and more.
Yeah, it seemed that a couple of the guys got caught back, like Thompson and even Dinder got caught back in the field. Once you got caught back in the field, you had to be so careful coming through. Hey, on your restarts, were you starting in second or first? And tell me how loose.
The start of the race, I started in first, and I mean, of course, then it felt pretty good. But then coming out of first into second, it gets a little squirrely. But then the rest of the race, I was in second.
Yep, no problem.
Even I couldn't get my restarts down, Pat, because even that last restart we had, he got a huge jump on me, and I mean, I floored it, and it just felt like it didn't go nowhere.
Look, one of the sections I thought was going to change the race was, and it was really interesting when the 3 of you were a lap ahead of Marino. just before you dove to the pits. And then, of course, the yellow came out. So walk me through that. What was your thinking there at that stage?
You talking about the second to last pit stop?
Yeah. Yep.
Really, I
You
mean,
may not.
I was well, my last pit stop that I made, well, the second to last was the one that I was going to make it to the end on, and I was praying to God that it would go green flag. But then, whenever the late caution come out, it was, basically, I mean, I had to pit then, and then there was one before. I think, are you talking about the one before that? I think the third to the last pit stop because
Yeah,
I
I
pitted, and
I
then
think Walt
that's
bought
when the
the
caution
yellow
came
out.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's correct. Yep. Yep. So you made it. You made the cutoff by 1 point. So
That's awesome.
congratulations, man.
That was my goal. So.
Yeah, good job. Who do you want to thank for tonight, bud?
Everybody at GEC, everybody, all the admins, you guys putting, broadcasting, Dusty for race control. That's everybody that's involved with the league, everybody that's still here racing. I mean, we had 30 cars on the track tonight. That's insane
Yeah.
to be going into the playoffs for us anyway. 9 seasons in, and we still got this many people racing at the end. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, and an awesome
for any
field, too.
league,
Yeah.
this is a great field, a great group of drivers, and we're having fun.
Yeah,
Congratulations, buddy.
I appreciate it.
All right, that was Joe Barrow, driver the number 4, brings it home second tonight, just barely squeezes in to the playoffs. At least as the points are standing right now, there might be some post-race reviews that move this around, but I think Joe's going to be safe here into the playoffs. I think the last driver, I don't see... Oh, there's McCormick. Let's actually get our third place finisher, Cody McCormick, up into the booth. Cody, got a copy?
Sir.
All right, we saw you kind of putting the elbows out there on the last lap. You get up to third. Walk us through your night, brother.
Had a good night, most of the night. And then around lap 110, I came in just for fuel. And I accidentally took left tires, so it kind of messed up my tire strategy a little bit. And then just kind of rode it out. Got lucky with the wave around and just worked my way up through after the wave around.
Yeah, how crazy was it coming back through the field, Cody? You did a really good job coming through that field. Tell me what that was like.
I just kept it patient. Tried to race with respect. I mean, it seems like nobody wants to race with respect around me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Just try to keep it clean and.
Yeah, it was pretty loose out there. I think the track temp was, over 106. I think it was around 110. So it must have been pretty loose for you guys out there.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
Was there much difference between turn 2 and turn 4? Was one more loose?
Honestly, I had the opposite effect of people. I was getting more grip in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 was super loose for me.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, man, congratulations! Great job, great effort there tonight. And who do you want to thank for tonight?
First of all, God, obviously, and then my team, giving me strategy I needed to do, and just kept it pushing.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. Really good effort. Hopefully, will we see you next week at where are we next week?
Charlotte,
Shane?
to kick off the playoffs.
Charlotte, yeah.
Yes, I'll be there. Oh, one more thing.
Yep.
God created bumpers, and bumpers were made for bumping. I'm not sure what everybody's mad at me about. I mean, the one got into whoever it was first, and then, I don't know. But yeah, I got a P3.
You'll be good. Congratulations, mate. Good effort tonight.
Thank you.
That was Cody McCormick bringing it home third on the podium here at Dover. Let's see, we got a handful of other drivers look like they want to talk to us. I don't think we can talk to them all. So why don't we take 5th place Keegan Shelton? I don't know who we're you know what? Let's talk to our regular season champ. That's driver of the 48, Max Dinda. Max, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, looks to us, at least by our math, you're going to come out with the regular season championship, get that boost going into the playoffs, bonus points. I mean, a little bit of a tough night for you. Is it looked like you and Thompson got trapped back in the field and then caught up in some wrecks and cautions on your way back to the front. But you did make it back to 6th. You were Lee's pick tonight. You didn't quite outpace Joe Barrow, who was the YouTube chat's pick in the race, but you did pretty good holding on there. And like I said, you're going to be the regular season champ, so you're going to be carrying a lot of momentum into the playoffs. Just walk us through your night and what you're looking forward to next week at Charlotte and onward.
Yeah. I mean, I knew coming in this saving tires would be it, and I was doing that, and then I got buried in the back, got in the wreck. Back up front, saved my tires, got up to about 2nd there, and then got trapped a lap down with the got trapped down with that pit cycle. So I had to get the lucky dog then. I could never get caught back up since that first wreck. I was always having an uphill battle. I could never get up to the front without having something happen to me. So
Max, one thing I noticed was, actually Shane pulled it up first, was on that first cycle of pit stops. Of course, you were in the top 2 or 3. I can't remember exactly where you were. But did you get some damage fixed at that stage? Did you get into a wall or something? Because I noticed when you came out after that first pit cycle, or the first major pit stops for everybody, you were mired in the field, and that's kind of then led to a couple of the issues.
yeah, I normally when you enter pit road, there's that box there. That box where IRL drivers, if you go over that, it's a penalty. In iRacing, it's based off the cone. But I must have clipped the box and got me a penalty, so I low-key didn't want to feel that aura loss of getting a penalty, so I just sat in pit road and everybody passed me then.
Yeah,
So nobody
gotcha.
knew.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
But I
Because
was
that,
gonna I was gonna try to get all my damage fixed, but just too slow with it. So I had to take my
yeah,
test there.
yeah, that's tough. Really great effort. I've enjoyed watching you all season long. It's been a really, really great effort all season long. The fight, the tussle with you guys, we're looking forward to seeing it in the rest of the playoff series. What do you like at Charlotte?
Um, it's a track where if you save tires, it can pay off depending on if it's how hot the track temp is. I don't know what you have it at. I mean, a lot of guys can't save tires. Like Knox, he just burns his stuff up and then fades back every time. So, it's really pick and choose your battles there. There's a lot of things you can do that will help you save your tires, but it's like a driver's track. You can choose what you want to do. But moving forward from there, all of those tracks was really like Walkton's Glen. I think I should get pole and win that. I didn't get a race Sonoma because I was out of town, but I think I did some practice laps and I compared the times, and I think I was one of the fastest on the track if I were in there. So biggest struggle for the playoffs probably Rockingham, but Bristol my best track. As long as I don't get wrecked by lap cars there, I should win that one too. I don't want to sound like overconfident, but there's a lot of good tracks coming up for me.
Yep.
First half of the season, mile and a half, that's pretty unpredictable with how everything goes there. But the trucks, short tracks, and everything, that's all driver. So see what I can do.
Yep. Well, I'm going to hand you back to Shane, but it's been an incredible season. Congratulations on being our regular season champion.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Have fun.
Thank you.
Broadcasting.
Yeah, we had a blast tonight. We're looking forward to the rest of the playoffs. Again, that truck schedule is heading to Charlotte for that Big Daddy Cochran Platinum Jubilee. My dad's celebrating his 75th birthday, so we're going to have a lot of fun with that one. Then heading to Talladega, Watkins Glen, Rockingham, and Bristol to wrap up the season. If you like what you saw here tonight, there's more action on Thursday. Our Cup Series will be racing at Homestead to wrap up their regular season before they head to a pretty similar run, Charlotte, Dega, Watkins Glen, but then Indianapolis instead of Rockingham and Martinsville instead of Bristol. That is going to be quite a run there. Lee and I will both be racing on Thursday night at Homestead and trying to make our way into the playoffs before this thing gets wrapped up. But want to thank everybody out there in radio land and in YouTube land for listening and watching here tonight. Lee, got anything else before we wrap this one up?
No, great effort. Great race. Enjoyed this place. Going to a circuit that I absolutely love, and that's Charlotte. So enjoy. I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys are going to put on for Charlotte. I think they'll really turn it on, especially at the front of the pack.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun playoff run as we kind of reset the points. Max Dinda going to be the regular season champion. Anthony Marino Jr. going to bring home the victory tonight. Joe Barrow gets on the podium in second place to make it into the playoffs by 1 point. Great run by Joe. Then Cody McCormick rounding out your podium. Matthew Taylor was a hard charger up to 18 positions. Marino led the most laps with 127. Looks, according to this, Cody McCormick got in the fastest lap of the race. So I thought it was Marino, but not. And DeRemus started on pole, but got caught up in some contact there during the race. And anyway, we'll see you next week at Charlotte to begin the playoffs here with the Collateral Damage Sports Network Truck Series. I want to thank our sponsors, 42 Designs, Laughing Llama Wraps, and then we'll see you on Thursday with the GEC Racing League heading to Homestead to wrap up their regular season.
Yep. See you next week, everybody.
The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our Race Results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off-tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and more to keep your audience plugged into your stream, whether it's rolling grids and podiums, performance breakdowns by car, club, class, and team, or even pulling your Sim Racer hub standings automatically. Join these elite broadcast partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at CollateralDamageSportsNetwork.com.
Sun's going down and the rig is on. iRacing is where I belong. Discord's lit and the drivers are here.